Hi there, I'm Margot Marvin from the Sierra College Writing Center, and this is Citing in APA format. Your college instructors may require you to use APA format to cite your sources. This video is about how to do that according to the 7th edition of the Publication Manual of the APA, which came out in 2020. What does APA stand for? American Psychological Association, a standard format for a college paper, a system for citing sources in research-based writing, or all of the above. It's D, all of the above. So, what is the point of citing your sources? To show influences on your written work. Academic writing builds on the work of others who have gone before. You need to tell readers who you are responding to and getting information from. To avoid presenting someone else's work as your own. Of course, to avoid plagiarism, you need to acknowledge the work of others. To show that the information in your paper is credible. When you show that you have reliable sources, the reader is more likely to accept your paper's conclusions. To enable your readers to learn more about the topic. Providing enough information for your readers to find your source not only allows your professor to check it, but also shares with others where they can find out more about the topic. So, what's needed to accomplish these goals? There are two necessary parts of APA citations. In-text citations are short citations throughout the paper. Two ways to cite in text are highlighted below. The author Richard Mayer's name, followed by his book's publication date, is in the sentence, and, because it's a direct quotation, the page number is in parentheses at the end of the sentence. Another author, Liu, is cited with last name and date in parentheses at the end of the sentence. Complete information about each work is listed on the last page of the paper. The page is titled References. The sources are listed in alphabetical order by the first word, which is the author's last name if there is an individual author. Since the purpose is to help readers find your sources, the two citations need to match. The beginning of each work on the reference list matches the in-text citation. That's how the reader finds the source in the alphabetical list. The rest of this video will cover writing references. References answer these questions about each work. Who is responsible? When was it published? What is the title? And where can the reader find it? Let's cite this book as a basic example. To find the answers to the questions, you would open the book and leaf through the first few pages to the title page. Here you'd find the title and the subtitle, which is a continuation of the title, the author's name, and the publishing company. The publisher is considered to be the source where the book can be found. The cities at the bottom of the page are not required in the reference. This gives you the who, what, and where. To find out when it was published, we look on the back of the title page for the copyright date. With this information, we can put together a reference for a book, starting with the author's last name and initials, then the copyright year, the title and subtitle in italics, and the publishing company, which completes our book citation. A book by one author or a group of authors is a complete work that stands alone. But many sources are part of a larger whole, like a chapter or an article. These titles are written with no quotation marks or italics, and only the first word starts with a capital letter, as well as words that are always capitalized. In addition to books, other works that stand alone include reports, journals, and newspapers. A web page, fact sheet, video, or television series also stand alone. Titles of works that stand alone are written in italics. In the titles of periodicals, which are published on a regular basis, like newspapers, magazines, and journals, all the important words start with capital letters. In titles of non-periodical works, the first word starts with a capital letter. Website names are not written in quotation marks or italics, and all the important words start with capital letters. Let's apply these rules and write a reference for an article that was published in a journal. The information we need for the reference can often be found on the journal article itself, if you look around the PDF, or you can look at the detailed record if you found the article on a library database. At the top of the first page of this journal article, you see the article title and authors. In the upper left corner of this article, in small print, we find a lot of information we need about the source. The journal title, the date, the volume and issue numbers, and the pages. In the upper right corner, we find the DOI number, which should be used in the reference in place of an internet address. Here is a complete reference for this journal article. This gives you the author, date, title, and publication information that someone would need to find this article. Notice the DOI is written in the form of an internet address beginning with https://doi.org. This is the correct format because it can be used to retrieve the article. Let's do one more example, a web page on a website. Many web pages do not have individual authors. The group that is responsible for the web page, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, can be considered the group author. The website name is Occupational Outlook Handbook, and the specific web page is School and Career Counselors. The date when this web page was last updated is here, and that is important because APA does not accept the copyright date of the website. The internet address will go at the end of the reference. So that's all the information you need to make a web page reference. In this case, the group author is different from the website's name. If they were the same, you would put that name once at the beginning and not repeat it. All APA references need to answer the questions who, when, what, and where so that a reader can locate the work. How do you know what information to include for each type of source? The Writing Center's free term paper handbook for APA format has more examples for different types of sources. You can download it from the Writing Center's webpage, where you can also learn how to make an appointment with a Writing Center staff member who will be happy to answer your questions. I hope you'll take advantage of this free service. Thanks for listening.